Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Fire Emblem. In this part, we left off of storyline and now we're going to do some fighting. Yay! So anyways, okay, first I'm going to show you guys the animations for the Cavaliers, which is what Sane and Kent are. As you can tell, they're riding by horseback, yeah, and they're going to get hurt. Ow. Saying, why aren't you using your sword? The lance is more heroic. A knight should look more heroic, don't you think? You're hopeless. If you don't take fighting more seriously, you're going to find yourself on the end of a blade. Truth to be told, I forgot to buy a sword. Forgot? Or you're simply too busy dallying with the ladies. Don't be so mad. I'll be fine with the lance. I'm that good. I prefer you rely on your skill, not your empty bragging. Take my spare blade and use it to attack next time. Are you sure? My thanks, Kent. You're almost more trouble than you're worth. Almost. Kenji, allow me to make up for my companion's blood. I am at your command. Yes, this is... That what just tried to pop up there was going to explain the weapon triangle. Basically, weapons triangle is sword is good against the axes, axes good against lances, and lances are good against swords. That's the weapons triangle. Alright, so how is everybody today? Right now, actually, something interesting is that I lost my DS the night before, and guess where I found it? In my shoe. Aren't I smart? Seeing that I'm playing a strategy RPG with that note of intelligence, that would be really encouraging, I guess. Zane, you had 87%. How do you miss that? This isn't Fire Emblem 6. Closely. The enemy is hidden in the woods. Branches make it difficult to attack, don't they? You're right, I was so focused on attacking it, I didn't see. Your lack of attention may someday cost you your life. Fine, I understand already. Let's go, Kent. If you truly understand, then act like it. Kent worries too much. He's going to go old before his time. Yeah, so that would explain that bubble that popped up the text that popped up would have explained the terrain advantages. Like, plain, for example, give you no advantages at all because you're pretty much wide in the open. Forests, however, they give you 1 defense and 20 avoid, and you'll see the terrain stats on the lower right or lower left depending on what side of the cursor is on. Okay, so Lynn. And since it's a tutorial, I have no choice but to move accordingly to this. Now, if this was hard mode, that would be fun. And actually hard mode and laughably hard mode is actually in some levels easier. Now the difference between normal and hard mode would be, normal mode is the enemies are weaker than you, and it's pretty much easy, unless you make it hard. Like choosing 4 units, for example, like ones that don't grow well. Like for example, Will, for example, I have never had a time where he has good speed at all. He never has good speed in Dust Force. He always gets double attacked and killed in the first turn. But then again, there's also the what was it called? Oh yeah, there's also a chance where like your units, for example, like I think the unit growth is randomized sometimes. Like for example, I've actually had a good let's play with I've had a good run through the game with Bartray, for example, and Usually he's never good because there's no speed or stats. But yeah, you can. I guess you can't. There's always a chance you can get lucky. Anyway, this is the trade system. Now, if you notice, there's this iron sword on top of the same side. The weapon that's on top, the highest most weapon in the trade screen, is what they have equipped. So if I switched around his iron lance with his sword, then his iron lance would become equipped. Alright, so let's use the Bonnery. And Cavaliers, they have this mounted units like Pegasus Knights and Wyverns and Cavalier. What Pegasus Knights and Wyverns I'll explain about later. But for now, Cavaliers, if they use an item or a certain an item or rescue, and if they have extra spaces left over, they can take another. They could use those extra spaces to move again. But of course, they can't attack. Yeah. Okay, now just wait here and. Now, why do I have the animation still on? Just wasting time. Let's read through this. I'm gonna turn off the animation. Sorry guys, but yeah, no more animation. No more animation for now, so... Saying you need some experience, so I'm gonna use you to kill him. Now, I'm gonna either use Kent or Sane in this Let's Play, depending on... Now, since if this was hard mode, I'd probably go Kent because he's more reliable. Like, okay, there are 3 Cavaliers you can get a game, 2 in the first 10 chapters, which the 2 are these 2 right here that we've just gotten now. And so what happens is that, what goes on is that Kent is good for skill. There's better chances of skill. Sane is better for attack, and there's a 3rd Cavalier that's better for defense. Now, of course, as I've said before, there's always the chance of getting lucky and having a unit become one of the best units you can ever have due to the randomized yada yada yada. So let's finish this. Sword. Ow. And of course they go for Ken. They always go for Ken. Fast. There was only supposed to be a lone girl. And level up. Strength and speed. That's pretty good. Speed. Strength, Kent needs. Kent does need strength. That's the quote. Okay. And now for these lights of Lycia. You were going to share your story with me?